Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a Brilliant Businesses podcast. My name is Nick Bryant, and I'm very pleased to be with David Johnson from KMJ Property. Good afternoon, David.
Good afternoon, Nick.
Are you well?
Oh, we're all right. Yeah,
we're all right.
Okay.
We've also got Marc here, and we'll be talking to Marc in a short while. Now, KMJ Property, a little bit of background: award-winning agent that help people find their home of their dreams in Kent and Sussex. On the website, it mentions you offer an exceptional service and a bespoke marketing package.
That's right.
That every homeowner should be offered when they visit
Definitely.
Let's not call it a estate agent, let's call it an agent. Right?
Yeah.
Been going for 15 years, got premises now in Crowborough, Rustall and Forest Row. Got a lot going on. Now, we met in the bar last night at the Tunbridge Wells Business Awards. And we were just talking about what we're going to talk about. And what I'd like to do is like a recap of the year, because we spoke around about December last year, so it's been nearly a year. And I can see there's been a lot of changes, because last year Marc was sales manager and now he's sales director. Right. Last year you weren't doing lettings and now you are. Yeah. You won a few awards.
A few, yeah.
And maybe there's some more premises on the pipeline. I'm sure you'll tell me. But let's do, as we're approaching 2025, let's do like a little annual review of how it's been.
Crikey.
Sorry.
That's sitting with a bank manager, isn't it? The property market has been somewhat challenging.
Yeah.
With lots of obstacles thrown in there, and that's nationally, if not globally.
Yeah.
We're associated with the Federation of Independent Agents, which is a collection of about 80 offices around the country.
Yeah.
And we get together for networking events with them
at
a conference. And there's also another networking group I go to in London, which is just agents.
Yeah.
And the story that we've had, or the feelings that we've had over the year, is exactly the same across the whole country. We're all feeling the same pain.
Yeah.
And we all celebrate the same joy when it happens.
Okay.
As a business, Katrina has been on maternity leave. She's now back from maternity leave.
Right, okay. Yes.
Makes me a double granddad now. Myself and Suzanne got...
That's amazing.
Boys.
Congratulations.
Yeah, grandsons.
Yeah.
And both Katrina and Marc have become directors. That's kind of cementing them into the future that we have in our vision.
Yeah, you've always...
Our vision and Marc and Katrina's vision... Not too dissimilar. They're full of new ideas and fresh enthusiasm, which I think our business that we've built is the foundations, and they are now going to build from that.
Yeah.
And whatever direction it takes, it will take.
Yeah.
There will be some lumps and bumps and turns in the way.
Always is, isn't there?
There'll be myself and Suzanne screaming, "Whoa, slow down! We've tried that and it doesn't work." Or okay, we've tried it didn't work, but let's try it again. That type of conversation. But it's all good fun. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's learning.
Throughout the year, we've won the British Property Award Gold for Crowborough and Tunbridge Wells.
Amazing.
Those guys, the professional property panel, go out and do mystery shopping.
Okay.
They do several rounds on all agents, regardless whether they have entered or not.
Right.
They are still mystery shopped.
Okay.
When they qualify to a certain point, they then basically approach the agent and say, "Look, do you want to go in for the final aspect of this mystery shopping?"
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah.
And we came out gold. So we're over the moon that our little family business.
Did you have any idea who it was coming in doing the mystery shop?
No.
They're really good at it, aren't they?
They are. It's a series of, sometimes it's phone calls, sometimes it's email.
Right.
Sometimes it could be personal, but generally speaking, it's email, and you've got no idea.
Yeah.
As agents, we receive such a lot of inquiries via Rightmove and on the market.
Of course, yeah.
To try and recognise one as being a mystery shopper is pretty hard.
Yeah.
So, but we're quite happy with that.
That's great.
We tell the team that you could get mystery shopped at any point throughout the year.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. Just give everybody an amazing service like you usually do.
Of course, yeah.
And we should come out on top.
Shouldn't matter, should it? You just treat everyone the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the letting side of things? Because you, when I spoke to you last year or the year before that, you said, "Oh no, we don't do lettings." So something's changed.
Something's changed. Part of the Federation of Independent Agents, we've got to know a company in Essex which are a specialist, or they offer a specialist service doing property management. They're award-winning. They manage hundreds and hundreds of properties around the country.
Right.
And they're exceptionally good at it. So we've partnered with them.
Okay.
They do the boring compliance, the headache, the management, the stressy side of it.
Yeah.
We do the glamorous, shake the hands, do the deal, show the people around, which is the bit we love and enjoy. So
Yeah.
I think that aspect works very well. We can specialise in the marketing of the properties and meeting and greeting, and the headache side of it is absorbed by this amazing management setup that we've got attached to us.
That sounds like a good mix, because you don't have to worry about all the tenancy agreements and all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's all taken care of by them. They've got a legal team within their remit. So
yeah, that's great. That sounds like a good fix. And any more locations on the horizon? Because Marc, I remember Marc telling me last time, he said, I really like one in Wadhurst, Upfield, Tunbridge. Yeah,
he's still got this big empire in his mind.
Yeah, good.
But between the rest of us, we try and keep everybody's feet on the ground.
Well, the opportunity's got to be right as well, isn't it? Yeah. I think if it shows its face, you'll probably do it, but it's got to be right.
Yeah, I think we've got our fingers sort of on the pulse.
Yeah.
Feet on the ground, and our ears open to opportunities.
Yeah.
You never know what's around the corner for any of us.
Yeah.
The next phone call we take could be another competitor of ours ringing us up saying, look, I'm thinking about retiring. Do you fancy our business?
Yeah, right.
Or it could be like our Forest Row office. The landlord approached us, said, look, the agency that was in there before us have left.
Yeah.
It's a good deal on the rent. Would you like it?
Yeah.
And that's how we fell into that opportunity. So I would just say, as business people, we keep our eyes open and ears open, ready for opportunities.
Yeah, that's it. When the opportunity rises, you've got to grab it, haven't you? I did a podcast earlier this week with an entrepreneur who had 36 houses that he rented out. He bought them about 15 years ago, and he did it when these things aren't available now. He bought 36 houses in 36 months because he could remortgage the next day for whatever purpose. I'll have to relook at the podcast, but it all came up because he had an opportunity which he just grasped, and sometimes you have to grab those opportunities because they can, run you by, and you miss out on those. So that's a good approach. Something else I liked that I think you mentioned last time, but I took it in, but I rewatched the podcast this morning. You said that Katrina said she wants to treat all your clients like they're like the grandma, like you're the grandma. Yeah. And I thought about that, and I thought that is a really good way of doing it, because you'd do anything for your grandma.
100%.
And it's such a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's about really caring.
Yeah.
Going the extra mile. Particularly as we came out of COVID and the property market boomed, I would say any idiot could sell a house, and lots of them did.
Yes.
If you're building a business for the future and one that's going to last, you've got to treat everybody with kid gloves and make sure you give them the proper service and go that extra mile. And
that's what you do.
Both Marc and Katrina, it's all about looking after our clients in the same way they would do their grandmother.
Yeah. Are you still riding your motorbikes, you two?
Neither of us have got bikes right now.
Okay, right.
Next year could be a different story. We'll have to see how it all pans out.
Yeah, let's see what 2025 brings. Yeah. It's a whole new beginning, isn't it? All right, well, thanks, David. Thank you for chatting to us. It's good to see you again. I saw you last night, and also you were a finalist. Mentioned you were a finalist last night for Small Business of the Year, which is a real accolade because there's a lot of small businesses in Tunbridge Wells, and to be a finalist,
it was a great night.
Yeah,
and I'm very proud to be there and part of it. So congratulations to all those that actually made the cut and actually won the award. But also congratulations to the ones that, like us, were finalists. Yeah, it's really good. All right, let's get Marc in. Cool. All right, cheers. Marc, so good to see you again, mate. And, good to see you. Yeah, and I saw you last night. As I said to David, it was a great night in the bar. We had a few drinks and a good chat. Let's do the same sort of thing. Let's hear your side of the story from the last year, from last December when we met. Mm-hmm. You had lots of ambitions and lots of things you want to do. What's changed for you this year then?
So this year's been, I would say, positive end to this year. Lots of things have kind of started to happen at the end of this year. We had quite a tough year in kind of the market, as far as the market goes. Yeah. But at the end of this year, Katrina and myself were made directors of the business. Excellent. Which gives us a better insight into kind of how the business is run and how the business would like to be run in the future, kind of thing. We've also just brought the letting side of the business into, which was something we spoke about at the beginning of the year. Potentially even when we were here last December. I can't remember whether we spoke about it or not, but it was something that I was certainly keen for. Katrina was keen for. And that we've kind of introduced. Obviously, David and Suzanne have met these guys at the Directors Club in London. But so that's a really positive kind of thing we've added since kind of last seeing each other.
Yeah.
We've done a bit more commercial work as well, so that's something else we were talking about at the beginning of the year, or last year as well.
Yeah.
So we've got a bit more. We've got a really nice property in Tunbridge Wells, sort of High Street, under offer.
Okay.
Mount Pleasant Road under offer,
Yeah.
which I think was like £1.4 million.
Okay.
And we've done a few other little bits of commercial stuff as well, so that's kind of picking up as well.
So with the commercial stuff, is that something that you announced and they came to you, or did some opportunities arise and you went for it?
So I think the one of the ones we've done, probably the biggest one was from a referral. They said that actually we know KMJ and we know they're really good,
okay.
And they've just started doing commercials, so have a chat with them, and that's how we got that one. And then I think the other stuff's just kind of through networking and kind of telling people that's what we're doing now.
Right, okay, and then hopefully others will follow because you'll do good service for them, more commercial property.
Yeah, and with the letting side of things, having the office presence that we do in all three of the areas we do, we've always had quite a good amount of organic lettings leads that we were referring.
Right.
And now we're taking those on board to ourselves.
Yes, because I'm sure as any estate agent, people just presume that you do lettings. So you have all those inquiries that you can go back to.
Absolutely.
And do you still have that thing where, I think we spoke last time, you like to see yourself as a bit of a matchmaker for people.
Absolutely.
You've got people on the books that said, I want something, but something's not there at the moment, and you see something that come up and you can call them and say, I've got something I know that's going to work for you.
Literally, I was in the Baker's today. Grabbing my lunch from Manuel's next door, and someone popped into the office. I know they've always got their eyes out for a kind of a project property, for example. And I said, I've got something that I think you might be interested in. It's actually going through our auction process. We've got an auction process that we use.
Okay.
And he said, absolutely, kind of, I want to be on the viewing list for that. So we're going to do an open day for that property. But without even showing him any pictures, just describing it to him, he said, yeah, absolutely, that's something I'm going to be interested in.
That's great. Yes, really must be very fulfilling for you.
Absolutely.
What's the market like at the moment? Is it tough?
So I always look at it with a bit more of a positive view. David's seen a lot more market trends than I have over the years. But I would say the last few months have actually been not too bad as far as kind of sales agreed go. It has begun to slow down for Christmas now, which is
that's normal,
natural. But saying that, sales were still on target for the amount that we kind of predicted this month. So not too bad over the last few months.
Yeah, and the letting side of thing, I know you don't get too involved in the sort of the landlord side of it, but I hear so much in the press now that landlords don't buy properties because of the stamp duty's gone up, and buying and renting buy-to-lets is not really working. What's your opinion on that?
So Dave and I have discussed this previously, and our thought process is that it's going to make a lot more professional landlords rather than just kind of, be careful how I word it, but people that don't know what they're doing and just buy a property and think they can let it out.
Yes.
So it's going to make a much kind of more professional buy-to-let market, hopefully.
Yeah, because they've got to really be careful with the terms and conditions, there's different rules now with evicting and all that sort of stuff.
And to be fair, this week we've been instructed on 3 properties to let, which is obviously great news. All of those people have been for the fully managed service. Yeah. 2 of them actually have already been let out previously, and they were managing it themselves, and they've said, look, due to the new legislations and all that kind of stuff, we need to make sure we're doing it properly, so please handle it for us. Okay, right, that makes sense. Are you still enjoying the social media side of things? Absolutely. We've kind of ramped up a little bit more in the last couple of months. We've had Phoebe in the office doing some more kind of, you'll see more of mine and David's faces out in the videos. I did a bloopers video the other day.
That's what I was going to say to you. I saw that this morning. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to make everybody know you're not just just a robot in the house. But
believe me, I know.
It takes a lot of takes sometimes. Dave and I, just before coming here, have just shot another video at a property. So certainly just about getting our faces out there and kind of showing people that we are normal people as well as estate agents. I saw one that David, you did at a property in Rust Hall, and you're standing outside and you like open the door, let's come in, and you walk in with cameras behind you. It was really professional, really good. It makes it easy to sell the property and easy for the buyer to see what the property is all about. It makes the first actual viewing almost like a second viewing for people. It means that people that are looking at your property, we know already are pretty interested because they've already looked at our 360 tour, our virtual tour, as in us walking through the property with you. They've already looked at Street View and all that kind of stuff. So by the time they're coming to have a look at it, they should be pretty interested.
Yeah, you should be able to just sell it quite easy at that point.
It's not always easy, but absolutely, hopefully it should be easier.
Yeah. And also when we spoke last year, you were talking about on the market being the main portal rather than Rightmove. Is that's still the case? Any changes with that?
Absolutely, yeah. There has been a lot of changes with that. So on the market, we're bought out by an American company called CoStar.
Okay.
And their marketing budget has just exploded. So I think it's something like £47 million they're putting into their marketing.
Okay.
They've spent the last year trying to get agents on board with on the market, which they've just kind of overtaken Zoopla as far as a portal goes.
Right.
So the next takeover is Rightmove.
Okay.
This next year, so 2025, is about bringing all the people looking for houses on the market. So if you haven't heard of On the Market already, you certainly will by 2025.
Yeah, I think it sounds like they're taking over.
Absolutely. Well, that's the plan anyway.
Yeah. And moving on to 2025, what's your plans? Have you got anything in the pipeline? Any sort of things you want to approach?
Well, as David was saying earlier, I think we'll always kind of keep our ears and eyes open to any other opportunities. I think growing the letting side of it organically is definitely something that we're interested in, trying to pursue, and just cracking on giving the service we have been given for the last couple of years. Maybe this year's a time to kind of just chill for a moment. We've done quite a lot of growing and quite a lot of pushing out over the last couple of years, getting everything perfected, and then pushing on in 2026. But then again, if something came up, we'd certainly kind of
never say never, right?
It,
yeah, I think that's the way to go. Take things slowly, and if an opportunity arises, consider it. See if it's worth it. If it's worth it, do it. If it's not, don't do it. But just keep doing that, where you offer that excellent service, because I think that's why your name is well known in the area, because of the excellent service that you give, and you do a great job. So, well, listen, thanks to both of you for coming back on the podcast. It's really good to see you again and have a chat. And I wish you all the luck in 2025, although you don't need it.
Thanks, Nick.
If anyone wants any information about properties or lettings or anything like that, then they can get in touch with you via your websites.
Via website.
KMJ Property. .co.uk
or social media. We're very active on social media, which is at KMJ Property, or obviously either of the telephone numbers.
Yes, all the details below this podcast. Thanks again, and we'll see you for another podcast soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. Cheers.